Fellow Nigerians, having understudied the unfolding of events in Nigeria from the ambitious and vicious amalgamation of 1914, which was scripted and staged by Lord Frederick Lugard, who simply saw Nigeria as an extension of British mines and a storehouse of treasure belonging to Britain, having learned about the predispositions that led up to the fatal and genocidal years of hideous massacre of Southeasterners and the war on the Igbo tribe, which founded Biafran nation as the only panacea to the mortal threat to their lives and the property, both horrible situations of which were schemed and perpetrated by their misguided and unhinged counterparts of northern extraction. Having witnessed government administrations from the terrifying years of dictatorial military regimes to the current conspiratory and discriminatory administration of Muhammadu Buhari, which itself was deceitfully and fraudulently machinated by this unscrupulous and villainous ally between the Southwesterners and Northwesterners, having lived and witnessed the social, economical, religious, and political dynamics in Nigeria from the mangrove savannas of the Cross Rivers through the plains of Adamawa and the plateaus of the Middle Belt to deserts bordering Sokoto and the Chad of the western borders of the north, having examined and re-examined our circumstances through these times and places for more than 3 decades, I think that the time has come for us to be compelled by the force of truth and the spirit of patriotism to Africa. The time has come for us to shun the divisions of ethnicities and the prejudices of religion. The time has come for the unfettering, emancipatory, and redemptory messages of the heroes and heroines of Africa, both past and present, should be heard. Messages which had vibrated in times past and is still vibrating now, which had echoed in the time past and is still re-echoing now, but unfortunately away through deaf ears, their sound die out to the abysmal land of the spirits. The time has come when the silent voices in Africa should also speak out and to the soul of fellow Africans for the good of Africans and the land of Africa. The time has come for us, Nigeria, to rise from the miry clay of misrepresented history and move away from the doldrums of ignorance which we had inadvertently acquired through years of manipulation and miseducation. The Nigerian people must realize that in spite of the extent to which we are divided, we are undoubtedly and undeniably Africans and are obviously plagued by the same acquired syndrome from the contact of Africa with the rest of the world. A syndrome which actively destroys and kills Africa. A syndrome which is contaminated through false information, deliberately concocted and served to Africans about themselves, their continent and the rest of the world. A syndrome which is aimed at generating delusions and depressions, frustrating Africans in any bid to solve their own problems. It is true that by no fault of ours we are where we are, but we must not fail to realize that we must be found guilty when we fail to move from where we are to where we should be. It is true that it is not our fault that we have read the history of our past the way it was written and presented to us by the same foreigners, most especially the West. But we shall be found guilty when we fail to write ourselves the history of our future, having lived and experienced the reality of our presence. We must now rise to the future